And now we are into Cobblestone. Let's see, Team Infused. Can they bring this thing even, or will XPC finally be able to close this out? We're kind of same situation that we're in right at the start of this competition. XPC have a one-map advantage, and it's going to be Cobblestone. Knives is the format, so we get the choice to see who gets to pick the side. And you know, I think for Team Infused, again, they'll be thinking, T-side is where we're going to make our money, so let's get ourselves there if we can. Yeah, for XPC, I don't think they're going to be too worried. They might be more inclined to go for their CT first, and they do end up picking up this thing. So let's see what their choice is, and let's get into this thing. Grand final chance for the fourth map.
Yeah, XPC, they are going to get to decide what side they start on, and we're going to see them opt for the, well, I believe they decided to swap to the CT side, right? Or,
yep.
Yeah, so they're going to be over on the CT side of things. XPC versus Team Infused, and it is about to kick off. Looking at the buys early on, it is fairly standard for XPC. You've got 2 defuse kits, actually, and only 3 players with armor. Now, normally, you know, we would expect to see maybe 1 just go solely utility, but now they have a kit over on each site, which can come in handy for these rotates. A solo coming in from Zemente over towards that A site, trying to you know, get some information for them by peeking mid, and he does manage to get a hearty helping of it by not spotting anyone out. Sometimes, you know, not seeing enemies is just as good as seeing them, and he's going to be able to call it in that no one's there, so B is most likely going to be the site in question. Push is going to be underway now as White's able to pick up one. Connor comes in with the trade. Zillow gets one of his own, and Aaron coming in huge as he takes down a player as well. They're all getting shot, though, as they get put through the meat grind here. White finding another on the Connor, and it is going to be a 2-on-3. Out on the platform, that's going to be Pulse and Aaron. They're trying to push out on the site. Aaron landing a wonderful flick shot there with the USP to put it into this 2 versus 2. White's on 7 HP, and he's going to get picked up as well. A hat-trick now for Aaron as he moves on to the 3K. And while Zemente gets taken down, Aaron completes the 4K. And what a way to start this off for Team Infused. It's going to go 1-0. And well, the buy is going to be coming in.
Yeah, and you called it straight away. Aaron carrying the team on his shoulders. At times, he does it exactly there, stopping any kind of attempt to lock things down with the 4K, and Team Infused put themselves straight on the board. So it is two-sided map often, the way that Cobblestone tends to play. So not too much of a surprise to see this one get picked up, and already we've got a couple of AKs forced up, a couple of weapons that will allow for the bankroll to be built as well, with the 200% kill bonus if they come in. And Splash is already good. Utility coming in. Connor and Mighty Max with a frag apiece. Aaron adding to his tally. That's his 5th now. Zello in a difficult spot. I mean, that is an area where you've seen players clutch it in the past with the cover that's available, but it doesn't happen on this instance. And it's Zemente. Took a while to get himself into the action, but you know, he was leading from the front for his team in the last, and Aaron picks up his 2nd of the round. Team Infused 2-0. So don't go and throw away that pistol. They pick up the next one, and we do have a pause coming in.
Yeah, it is going to be a technical pause for Team Infused now, as that does get called in. So a little bit of time to talk about what we've seen so far. I mean, Team Infused straight out the gate, putting on a fairly impressive show, getting these first 2, not throwing away too many lives either on the respective anti-eco round. And as they move into the 3rd round, it should be a nice, easy 3-0 start for them, which is what you would expect after picking up the pistol. And, you know, getting the pistol rounds in, they equate for, what is it, something like 20% of every single round in the game. So if you can manage to get both of them, that's 6 rounds on the board, you know, basically for free. And, well, that is something to bear in mind is Team Infused. They do manage to secure it, and now they're going to be on a 2-0 scoreline, looking to take it to 3-0 as XPC on an eco round right now. All they've got is that PT50 on Zello. Mighty Max out mid is able to find one onto Zemente. And Sexy actually comes in with a trade with that USP, but Connor is able to return that 1-man advantage back into the hands of Team Infused. The push is going to be underway over onto the A site. Shots are being exchanged back and forth, but Weber and Connor ultimately come out on top. Pulse is going to get taken down by Zello, and he's going to be the last man left alive here for the XPC CT side. He's going to be edging his way in through that smoke, but walking into the trained crosshairs of Team Infused is going to get taken down, and it's going to go 3-0. So they did actually lose 2 players there, which is a good bit of economic damage on behalf of XPC. And now the first rifle buy is going to be underway.
Take what they can, the silver linings, if you like, and Aaron 7-0 still leading the charge for Team Infused. So XPC, chance to show what they can do. First opportunity for this was the pistol against the pistol, and they didn't look particularly strong over towards the B site, and maybe Infused will be looking to go and work on that more than anything else for the time being, at least until they get enough to realise that maybe they should try something a little bit different. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing might come into it. Also got to look towards the drop down. That's an area where if you can get control of it on T side, you've got so many options. It gives you a different angle into the B site. You can then push through into A as well, or just hold the connector and wait for rotates. That's 3 options straight off the bat that these guys can start to think about if they want to get control. And often the CTs are going to want to make sure that they do lock down their area and at least have the information on it, if nothing else, so that they can react, use the utility just to slow down any potential pushes coming from that area. And Team Infused, they've slowed this one right up. Not going to get too aggressive, and I don't blame them after building themselves into this position, starting off with the early 3-2 advantage. They don't want to then bluff it away by losing the first buy versus buy, and they throw in their utility ready for the drop. Sexy, oh, he's caught by Connor on the pre-fire. Round into the corner. Zello and Cosmine get a couple, but Aaron and Pulse are out, and numbers again are in favour of Team Infused. Zemente brings it back even, 2 for 2, and they've got to get a plant, but Pulse, he's able to grab Zemente straight away. Great trade, leaving White the last man against 2.
Yeah, but up in his hands, and well, if anyone can do it, it's going to be him, but it's not enough as Aaron comes in with the return frag there onto White, and they do secure the 4th round by the skin of their teeth. But it is the round nonetheless. I mean, they do have a fairly costly buy ahead of them, but I mean, when you look at it, their economy is still going to be a lot stronger than their Romanian counterparts, who are going to be forced down onto an eco round now. $2,000 kind of being the average, well, no, 2,200, 2,500 being the average across the board for XPC. Less than ideal, and as we continue on into this, Team Infused, they currently have 4 rounds on the board. They're looking to take the 5th here up against a completely ecoed for the most part. I mean, no armor, a few upgraded pistols here and there. Over on XPC, the push is going to be out. They take platform in spectacular fashion. Connor finding that opening kill just completely opens up that B site. Zello gets taken down as well. White chimes in with 1 before getting traded down by Aaron, and it's going to go into a 2-on-4 here with Cosmine being the last hope for XPC on this eco round to do a little bit of damage. He does come out swinging, but it's going to get taken down by Pulse, and it's going to go 5-0, only losing Connor there on that round. So that was clean, and it was quick, and that is exactly what Team Infused needed to kickstart them into this game.
Yeah, that is bang on right. Aaron 10-0 leading from the front, but Connor with a couple of very vital entry picks last time was able to do some great work for his team as well. So, Team Infused, they are rolling so far, and they're going to keep this going as long as they can. XPC, they are still on the weaker side, so it's not the end of the world, but they need to make sure they've got enough to be fighting with, and that's probably going to be 5, but it's not going to help by Mighty Max, who picks up the opening frag. That's White going down, and that's, I think that might be the AWP going down as well, so Zello's got one over towards the other side, but White straight away, and now Mighty Max is, going on a tear, flying solo, couple of frags out towards the A and make that his 3rd. See, we're talking about him as a player that can just come and, put in some work that you wouldn't normally expect, and that's exactly what he's done. Just solo blitz 3 players out of it, and it's another one on the board for Team Infused. Far too simple.
Yep, 6-0 for Team Infused, and I urge anyone, if you're a remote fan of UKCS, definitely get in on this game. I mean, it was 2-1. It was looking like XPC at one point in this basically could have done this by a country mile, and now Team Infused, they're making their way back into it. We're in the 3rd map of the night. It's 2-1 right now on the overall series, with the potential to this to go 2-2 and go to that final map. Team Infused, they're looking to hold on to this as XPC back onto another eco round. Connor's going to start things off the right way by taking down White over towards A. That's going to open it up as he finds the second on a Sexy. That A site now completely vulnerable and ripe for the taking. Of course, I don't have all that information just yet. Zemente is going to rotate in eventually, but B, as a result, is doing substantially weaker. Zello's the only one here. He does find one, but Weber comes in for the return frag. And now it's all going to be down to Zemente, 1 versus 4, 5-7 in hand. And, well, what more can he do, really?
Not a lot with that upgraded pistol, I don't think. Maybe try and pick up Mighty Max up close. Oh, that's crisp, straight to the face, and tries to maybe retrieve the weapon and get away from it. And in the meantime, if he picks up a frag, all the better. But Pulse more than equal to it. Knew where he's going to be coming from, could have covered that angle off, and Team Infused take a 7-0. So XPC maximum loss bonus racked up, and they're going to be able to continue buying through this. White's got Orb up in hand again, and I think he's leading the charge on the scoreboard, tied by Zello actually. So both of these boys would ideally like to have an Orb in their hand, but whether that will actually come off or not, we shall soon find out. And in the meantime, the action is looking to head back towards the B side. Team Infused throwing in their utility, and that acts as a little bit of a fake in itself. Sexy trying to lock down the drop-down area. Let's make sure, it's been far too easy. It's been individual brilliance from Connor dropping down, but they've made the frag in that crucial area that we were talking about on the map. And with 1 minute and 15 seconds left to go, 8th round of this third map that we're watching. There's going to be a chance for drop down, and it looks like it's going to be again another play out towards the B site.
Yeah, Mighty Max does get tagged down to 70 in the Molotov there. I believe that was actually their own molly that took him down that low, but regardless, a little bit of team damage out of the way. They do get Max down there into the drop-down area, and him getting control of that gives them control of that connector, and will allow him to stop the rotate if it does try to come in from A. Flash is going to go out into the site, so it's going to be down to these 3 remaining XPC players here on the site to hold this off. And while they just get cut down, Weber and Pulse, they get out onto the site, and that's going to be it completely open. XPC, they're going to have to run away with their tails in between their legs. White trying to hold on to the Orb, living to fight another day, and Zemente wants to get out of there with the M4 in hand as well, both falling back together, regrouping, and trying to hold on to these rifles to take them into the 9th round.
Yeah, and for XPC, well, what can they do about this situation? It's a real tough one, to be completely honest. Cobble can play different ways as Aaron takes down Cemente, so hunting him straight away, and White, he's dropped up into this age-old position where he might actually be able to pick up a frag or two, to be honest, but it won't be much economic damage. And all that's happening, Aaron goes down, he'll be calling it, and they will be trying to hunt him down, and Connor does get him as well, so they drop the Orb. So even more damage, and XPC have nothing that they can carry through. Even with the loss bonus, they can force this if they want to, and we don't really want that. Let's get rid of that off the screen.
Yeah. I really feel like I couldn't have been more wrong with my prediction at the start when I say XPC. They might have a slight advantage going into this map because of their pre-made nature. I mean, just look at Team Infused. Look at what they're doing right now. It's 8-0. This is the strongest we've seen, not only Team Infused look, but any team look against XPC so far in the competition. And, well, what a time to be turning up like this for Team Infused. They've waited more than long enough, but they're finally bringing their hard hitters into the table. And, well, they have the potential, of course, just to run away with this now. I mean, looking at their economy, it is so incredibly strong. 8,500 is going to be the lowest. And everyone else kind of approaching that $16,000 price cap. So a very, very good economy over on the T side. XPC, on the other hand, things aren't looking too great for them, are they? Economy's pretty weak, and they are definitely struggling. And that's reflected, of course, in the scoreline of 8-0. So, yeah, 1 minute left on the clock. Team Infused, they're still over towards that B site. You've got Connor and you've got Pulse, Connor and Weber lurking over towards A, trying to put the pressure on there. Mighty Max does find one at Zemente to open things up onto the B site. That's just going to pull that rotate in off of A. That's going to be, I believe that's, White. I read the wrong bit of the name there. Weber picks him up as White gets taken down. It's going to go 3-on-5. And, well, with an 8-0 scoreline currently, I think XPC, they're going to want to try and keep on top of this, but with how Team Infused are just running around the map right now, they have no information as to where they are. They still don't even know where the bomb is, and there's 25 seconds left. But then Cosme comes in with 1, he comes in with 2, and that's going to be Bomb stuck over towards the A site out in the open. Mighty Max gets taken down to 12 HP, and suddenly this looks like it could go the way of XPC as they're put into a 2 versus 3 situation. Aaron does come in with the support, 10 seconds left, so Bomb's going to go down, it's going to go to a 2 versus 2, Mighty Max, 12 HP. Zello is going to get dropped by Aaron, it's going to go 1 versus 2 here, and all they've got to do is trade to stay on top of it. It's been such a back and forth round, and now Sexy pushing onto the site, time's ticking, he's got to make something happen sooner rather than later. And will he peek onto Max? He does so, he's going to take him down, and now it's going to be a 1 versus 1. Aaron versus Sexy, David versus Goliath here, is it top fragger versus bottom fragger? And oh my god, Sexy, he's just toying with him. He's going to have to fake out the defuse. He doesn't even have a kit, so he's basically out of time anyway. Aaron's going to get caught out of the open, but he finds the shot anyway, and it's going to go 8-0. Oh, that's a 9-0 scoreline now as we enter the 10th round. And Team Infused, they're looking so strong.
Yeah, 4 rebars coming in, 16k to go. And Team Infused, all that they've done here is they've got themselves onto the T side on a T-sided map, and they have just made sure that they're going to win every single possible round that they can. And you know, even when they nearly threw that one away, they were able to pull it back with some individual brilliance. And you know, that's the thing. We've got a lot of players that individually have got so much that they're bringing to the table, and they are just executing. And it's solo players. I mean, it's Connor charging in, getting a couple of entry frags. Pulse doing exactly the same thing there, and Zemente catching a nade would have been in some serious trouble anyway. It's Aaron who's leading from the front. Weber, who we've not talked about too much, instead it's Mighty Max who's coming in and again chipping him with a few frags, and you know, just popping up over towards the A site, doing some damage when he can. And there's Aaron again, who else? Putting another one to his tally. So it's 16-2 for Aaron. Connor with all of his entry frags, 12-4. And the pause comes in from XPC, and there is no way this is not a tactical. Contributing in one way or another. They're all fragging. They're all playing probably some of the best CS that we've seen from them individually in a long, long time. And you know, even though they are a bit mixy, this is working today.
Yeah, it is working indeed. But you know, that pause perhaps paying off as White starts things off the right way for XPC, finding that frag early on. That's going to be Connor going down. One of the heavy hitters actually for Team Infused, second place right now, 12 frags. He's going to get taken down. Zello follows it up with one of his own on a pulse. Aaron comes in with the trade. But I mean, still, it's a one-man advantage in favor of XPC. This tactical pause, of course, might have worked wonders for them now. It is going to go 3-on-4 currently. Bombs over towards that B site, as it has been so many times in the past. And well, they've got a lot of information already. Sexy picks up one. Sexy picks up two, and well, that's really going to be, it's all going to fall on Aaron, 1 versus 4. I mean, if anyone can do it for Team Infused, it's going to be him, but White's not going to let that happen just yet. He gets taken down, and it's going to go 10-1. XPC, they get their first round on the board in a long time, and it is well overdue.
Yeah, and you've got to sometimes ask the question with these tactical pauses, are they sometimes used a little too late? And we can see Team Infused, they were rolling. They're on an absolute tear. They're on a heater, and when you're on a heater, you don't leave Vegas, regardless of what you're getting back to, weddings, etc. And bonus points if you get what film reference that one was. And Aaron, he's going to push straight through. Cosmin, though, he's on the spray down. He's got a couple. Connor and Aaron work together, but that fire from White is enough to eventually pick it up. And XPC maybe looking to put enough rounds on the board, and you know, suddenly we're talking about Team Infused dominance. If XPC can make this thing 10-5, then on CT side that's not a bad effort, and maybe they've got enough rounds to bring this thing home after all. We are going to have to be watching this very closely, and I think Team Infused want to get themselves back in the ascendancy as quick as they can, just to make this thing safe, as you know, right now it definitely isn't. Zemente on the site could be a danger area because both these players are down to low, but you know, that Molotov's enough to flush him out, and Connor has got another frag as well, leaving Zello last man standing. He's got Mighty Max, but that bomb's ticking away. Not a whole lot of time left to go on the clock, really. Mighty Max has got to get himself, well, just keep himself safe if he can. Zello picks it up. Has he got time for this defuse? Yes.
Yeah, more than enough time, actually. Could have defused a couple of bombs in that gap there, Crossley, but it's all good. It is all fine. And that's going to be the defuse coming in. 10-2 is the scoreline right now. 8 rounds separating these two teams. And XPC, they're slowly but surely edging their way back into this. I mean, Team Infused economy was at a point where, you know, they could afford to lose the next couple of rounds and still be able to buy into this, which is very good for them indeed. But regardless, XPC, they're starting to get theirs together now. And if you look, we've even got a double AWP set up, if you know, running on Zello and White, and that's something we've seen them use the devastating effectiveness on other maps. It's not going to bode to end too well just there for White, as he does get completely flashed out, but doesn't get any information off of that either. 5 AKs over towards Team Infused. They want to keep the momentum going. They don't want to be slowing things down to go for the AWP. And I think they're also thinking about conserving a little bit of money here. Aaron starting things off for them, finding that one into White down towards the platform area. Is going to open it up and allow them to start to make their way out to the site. Zello's there, though, to answer back with the AWP. He makes it 1, he makes it 2, he's going to be going for the 3rd as well. He peeks out, he just misses the shot. Max comes in with a trade. Pulse gets 1 as well, but he's still on the site. Zello's being such a problem for them now. Mighty Max finally able to trade things out. He's only going to be left on 2 HP, and it's all going to come down to Cosmin versus Pulse here. And he manages to do it. He picks them both up. Zello and Cosmin lock in the 3rd round on the board for XPC, and it's going to go 10-3, and it is really heating up all of a sudden.
Yeah, it is. Team Infused can keep on buying for these next couple of $6 grand sitting around, so they are not too worried about the finances of it, at least. See, XPC, they are struggling a little bit. Sexy's got a bit of a joke weapon, but also very effective if used in the right ways. And Cobblestone is by far the most effective map to use it, so we'll see if we get any interesting action from that. For Team Infused, though, nothing for them to worry about. They can already be pretty proud of their efforts. But, T-sided map, you want to make sure that you're really hammering this thing home, and 11 or 12 would leave them much happier than we are maybe looking at right now. And drop down, a lot of attention on drop down. Sexy's giving the game away, but he's already picked up one. Can he get Mighty Max with a jump? No, he can't, and that gives them the drop down control if they want to make use of it. Zello is in the fire, so he's down to 30 points of health now, and he's got to be careful. He's got to get out of dodge, and he can't do that without losing his life. Zemente caught by Connor, who makes use of that drop down that they're able to expose. White caught by Aaron, and Cosme now last man standing. 4 players to find, and Team Infused are putting themselves now in a position of real command if they can pick this one up. XPC think they're still okay to keep buying after this, though.
No, XPC, they're going to be in a very bad way, actually, upon losing this. Almost getting their economy entirely reset. They're going to be down into an eco round now, and anyone with a little bit of money to spare would be Sexy. But I mean, they're actually gonna opt instead for the force buy. I mean, it is the last round of the first half, so you can't fault them for doing that. Didn't even notice. It's been so many great rounds of CS that we're here. But 11-3 right now, and if they don't win this, they lose that buffer before reaching that point. And at that point, Team Infused, all they have to do is take the pistol, and they'll already be at that dream 15-3 scoreline. The push is going to be underway, fast and aggressive, just the way that we like it. Zello finds one, Zello makes it 2, no one's had a trade just yet. Pulse gets 1, Pulse makes it 2, so in with that double kill for the return frag. Sexy gets taken down as well with Pulse on a triple kill now. And it's all going to fall on a Cosme and White to try and retake this. Pistols in hand, they've got the defuse kits. But is it going to be enough? Weber's going to get tagged down, but he's able to pick up that frag eventually. And, well, Cosme gets taken down over towards Long as well, with Pulse and Weber completely locking down the 12th round on the board for Team Infused.
Yeah, and Team Infused are 1 pistol round away. Who would have expected that? But, that is the deal. 1 pistol round could bring this thing home, and if they stop XPC from getting a plant in, then they're not even going to be facing the 3rd round force with AKs either. So this is going to be beyond interesting. XPC will be looking at this and saying, well, if Infused have done it, so can we on our T side. And you can't rule them out, especially if they win this pistol and go on a similar tear. But the margin for error now is so slim. They've got to be completely flawless. And they've also got to then deal with Team Infused, who are in such good form. Connor gets 1, Pulse gets 1 as well. Before Zemit, though, he's got 3 from underneath drop down, and what position that they can find themselves in. And Aaron is in probably the worst place. It's so easy to get flushed out, and you might get 1 frag if you're lucky. Absolutely, it was Weber that was over there. Aaron coming in from the mid. So Park's going to come in. Zemin, though, he's down to such low HP, 3 points, and White also similarly low. So Aaron, he's got his work cut out here, but it's possible. What shot straight away? He takes down White over in the chicken coop. Normally the first place that you want to go and look. Can he find the next 2? He's going to try. First round, he's got nothing to lose here. That's the fake defuse, and this is just well, this is just a formality, really. They're just keeping it interesting for the stream. Aaron's got 3.
My God,
Can he get this defuse, Aaron? Take a bow, son. That is beyond ridiculous. 24-6.
Oh my God, Aaron, that was a montage maker's wet dream just then as he picks them up. I mean, right at the last minute, secures all the kills he's going to need, just in the nick of time as well. If there was even a few milliseconds in that, then it would have been an entirely different outcome. But Team Infused, they take the 13th round, and now they have the potential to easily take this to 15-3. XPC, they are going to be on an eco right now. Of course, it's a bit of a throwaway round. They're going to be heading down drop, and well, they are going to be facing off up against Aaron. Aaron is going to get dropped almost immediately. Connor in with a shotgun, though, finds 1. Weber gets 1 of his own. It's going to go 3-on-4, and Connor is being such a problem up close with this XM10 right now. And while he's spraying on him with it, he's going to get taken down. Good damage done by XPC. It's going to go 14-3, but it's still Team Infused looking very comfortable. That plant is going to allow XPC to get this buy-in on the 18th round as opposed to the 19th. So potentially they could delay the map point here. But, you know, this is it for them. They have to make their stand or else they're going to risk seeing it go onto the final map, which will, be, of course, be the 4th map of the night. So, yeah, no, it's very, very close over the whole series. This match, not so much, but...
Yeah. Deciding map overpass, if we do get to see that, and fingers crossed, let's bring this thing home. Make it an interesting final. And Weber, casual 4K in that last round, not quite matching Aaron's hero clutch, but you know, really good stuff there. Whips to the pistol, pick up that last one. Showing pure composure on the main stage here, underneath the lights. And you know, it's tough. Your arm tends to tighten up a little bit on you when you're trying to make your shots, but these guys have all been hit there or thereabouts. Cosmine, though, he opens up his account, taking down Pulse straight off the bat. And they've got to just be careful of this. It's opened up an opportunity, and I think they now know that XPC are on the force, but Connor and Mighty Max get two. White and Sexy again bring it back in their favour. Two high HP players for Team Infused left to square off. A couple of XPC have taken a bit of damage, and they're still going to get their way across to the site. Will these guys from Team Infused be facing? Well, that is the question, and the plant does now come in. Connor, he gets spotted out, so he will have to try and move his position and try and get himself over towards the site. Zello is able to grab Connor in the end. So Aaron, does he fancy doing it again? 1 versus 3, he's got one. Can he get the second? Well, he's spamming 3, he's actually just missing. He's trying to overcompensate, and he's got 2. Can he get this third one? Sexy over in the stables, half HP. There are no words. Sexy goes for the shoulder peek, and Aaron, he might have just been able to sit on this thing, leaves it too late, in fact, but he could have just hold his E key, sat on that thing and taken it. Sexy was going to wait him out.
Yeah, no, that was so incredibly close once again. Aaron is just being going above and beyond our expectations of him at this point, nearly getting the 1 versus 3 for the second time now in this map alone. And, well, just unable to do it at the end. A nice play by Sexy, just, you know, waiting on that defuse, not falling for any fakes and not allowing him to have the title of Clutch King. And, well, XPC, they do have a nice fight going into this. A Galil on Cosmine, which is less than ideal, but, I mean, it is going to be up against the ecoing forces of Team Infused, so not too much for them to be up against right now. Sexy's going to be out towards the platform area. He's going to get tagged in 4 HP, so Aaron's going to find him. Aaron just doing so much damage. Right now, it just seems to be the strategy is go wherever Aaron isn't, but Pulse comes in with one of his own onto White. That's going to go to a 4 versus 3. Now it's Cosmine finally coming in with a bit of a late return frag there on the Pulse. And now they've still got Mighty Max to contend with. He does get taken down there with little to no effort from Cosmine. It's going to go 3 on 3. The rotate's coming in. Aaron has secured an AK for his troubles. But Cosmine just going huge in this round, manages to make it 3, manages to make it 4 as he finds one on Aaron with the potential for him to get an ace. So he's answering back to the skill ceiling that we've seen from Aaron, and he's saying, you know what, you've set the bar, I'm going to go even higher. He's on a 4K now with the potential to make it 5. As we are now into the 19th round, XPC looking to get their 15th on the board. Cosmine's going to get completely denied of the ace though, as Weber does pick him up, and now he's going to find himself locked in this 1 versus 2.
Yeah, Weber actually looked away from a player over towards the side, but we got the beauty of X-ray, and when a player's lit up yellow, they're easier to spot when you've got a little pixel at the bottom of your screen, and you know it does end up going with another round in favour of XPC. But Team Infused 14-5, just need 2 solitary rounds to bring this thing home. And Infused are going to just stick with it, make sure they can get a full buy together next time around. And you know, you wouldn't put it past them. Aaron picked up a frag or 2 on the last eco, and you know, you wouldn't again put it past them to make it interesting, which they did. You know, XPC looking far and away a far cry, in fact, from the team that was so confident against Team Infused and against Kaz in the sort of well, in the upper bracket kind of situation where they took them both out. So AKs, 5 AKs up for XPC. Let's see what they can do with these things. I'm going to start away with a double pick. Down goes Mighty Max, and down goes Pulse over towards the A site, and it looks like that's where they want to be taking this thing. So, you know, Team Infused can line up and get ready for it, but they've got to be wary that the push can come in towards the opposite site, towards B instead, and you know, they don't have the weapons to go with it either.
Collett does find one on a Cosmine. That's going to be an AK for his troubles. He's already looking to fall back. He doesn't want to go for his. Aaron and Weber, however, they're going to be moving on in. Aaron's going to get taken down in mid. Weber goes in to trade for him, but is going to pay for that with his life. And well, it's all going to fall into Connor here, 1 versus 4. He just wants to take the AK and get out of there. He might get challenged here by Sexy. He's going to be able to find him, do a little bit of economic damage onto XPC. But the 6th round is going to go the way of XPC to sport a 14-6 scoreline in favor of Team Infused. They're 1 round away from victory. And, well, with some luck, we might be able to see them secure it and this go to a 4th map. Regardless, though, XPC, I mean, with how they've been playing right now, potentially they could go and do a Team Infused on it, make this huge comeback, and then take it into overtime. Who knows? But Connor, they're all hunting him. They're coming in from all angles. He's just trying to be quiet, and well, they all peek him at the same time. Connor gets taken down, and he doesn't actually manage to hold on to the AK. So a little bit of a sad story there. Maybe some room for a movie adaptation of that at a later date. But 14-6 is going to be the scoreline. XPC, they are currently 8 rounds behind. But with the economy and talent, they can definitely stay in this.
Yeah, they sure can. If you're looking at Infused going on a tear of 12-3 in their attempt on T-side, you can again not put it past XPC to do the same thing, if not maybe better it. But you know, just looking at it, they are not comfortable here. You know, even when Team Infused are dropping, it seems like for the most part they are the more talented unit, and you know, that certainly wasn't reflected last time these two teams squared off. But you know, chance for Team Infused, who at times throughout this tournament maybe haven't shown everything that they could offer. Pulse, he doesn't care. He's facing in there, and he gets 2 AWP picks before he's eventually taken out. But advantage it is in favour of Team Infused. Mighty Max brings it back to a 4 versus 2. So White, he's been kept quiet with the AWP on both halves here. Let's see what he can do with it. 8 and 14 from his first half, performing slightly better in the second with an even 4 and 4 KDR, but still, you know, he's not been quite the same influence as he has been in the past. And maybe you've got to think about keeping hold of that AWP, because the bomb over towards side, they know where it is. Connor's patrolling it. Might want to have a bit of extra support as well. Basically stepping into a kill shoot is Zemente, but he's able to come away with it. 25 seconds left to go. Weber with the frag takes down White. So Zemente, what can he do? Can he try and get there? Well, time is ticking away. He's got multiple players that he's got to find. Down he goes. And Team Infused, 15-6, 1 round away from bringing this into 2-2 even on the series.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. They're at that point now, and they're 1 round away from victory. XPC, they're going to be on a force buy. They need to try and make something come off the back of this. You've got the AK on Zello. Well, I mean, you know, what can you really do with just that 1 rifle? They're going to be heading into drop down by the looks of things. Saying actually they're going to be switching it up, sending Zemente down into the mid area, trying to lurk around. Rest of the players kind of setting up for what looks like a B take here. But Pulse and Mighty, they're going to be remaining steadfast over towards that A site. Pulse going in for the rotate here. Push is going to be underway over towards B. And, well, Sexy is going to get 1. Weber goes in with the trade. He manages to make it 2. Aaron gets 1 of his own. Aaron gets 2 as well. And, well, now it's all down to Zemente, the lurk player, who, of course, went out of his way to get over towards that A site. Now finds himself locked in this 1 versus 4. And the hopes and dreams of XPC on his shoulders awaits too much to bear as Team Infused. They take their second map, and it's going to go 2-2.